Commissioner Peirce, one of the greatest gifts you have given to the blockchain community to date is your safe harbor proposal. And I'm wondering if you can briefly describe to us what it's all about and why safe harbor is potentially so important.
The safe harbor, I think we've touched on a little bit without mentioning it specifically, but the safe harbor is intended to address this problem that we've been talking about, which is that the group of people who are starting a network have information about what their plans are, how are they planning to develop it, what's their timeline, what are the tokenomics, where do they see things going. The idea behind the safe harbor was to get these people who are in that group, who are starting the network, who are the protocol developers, to give that information out. It's the information that people buying a token would want in making a decision about whether to buy that token. They would update that information as time goes along. And then they have a 3-year period within which they can try to get to a decentralized state, which means that nobody has that information asymmetry anymore. Everyone's on the same level with respect to information. And at that point, you could transition completely out of the securities laws. Of course, if after 3 years, you're still in a situation where you've got a central group of people who know more than everyone else, then we can think about how to register the token as a security, and then it would be subject to the traditional securities laws. But the idea is to give this time a little bit of a safe period within which you can develop your network. You're subject to reasonable disclosures, which are backed up by the anti-fraud laws. But at the end of the day, you can move out of that. And I think that's where a lot of projects have had questions about what they're supposed to do, because obviously to build a network, you need to have people participating in the network. And if you're not allowed to distribute tokens, it's not clear how you can get people participating in the network. So the safe harbor was intended to kind of answer that conundrum.
It's kind of a chicken and egg problem, isn't it? Where
exactly.
In order to get to decentralization, you really need a centralized team to start things off. You don't just come out of the egg decentralized. And so there's that problem of getting enough traction with your crypto or blockchain project. As you've said, tokens have proven a very effective way of getting a lot of community involvement, growing the network, and thus becoming decentralized. But if we can't issue tokens in the first place safely, then it's hard to see what the path is for going from centralization to decentralization. So your proposal, in a nutshell, I think of it like an umbrella, which would kind of shield or protect new projects and entrepreneurs as they're creating these projects for, let's say, up to 3 years, at the end of which there would be some tests to say whether they have become decentralized or not. Do I have it right?
I think that's a very good description. I should underscore that this was an idea that I put out there. It has not gotten traction from my colleagues, so it's not actually law. And I don't want people to assume they can rely on it. It's still just a concept.
It has not gotten traction yet, you mean? It has not become law yet. That's the word you were missing.
Still hopeful.